Freestyles, can you help me out?
30 hours.
Yeah. This type of shit you just ride out to.
What is the deal, beautiful people? It's your boy Ramon, Lifestyles Defined. Let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. So yeah, it's about that time of year when Samsung gets to jump on Apple and they unload a boatload of, I guess you could say, geek porn. And we rock out for the summer, and they kind of maintain their crown for some time. So here it is. This is that time. So looking at the design from the S6 into the new S7 and S7 Edge, not much has changed. They rounded off the back a little more, but it still got that gorgeous design that I personally quite like. On the left side, it's still your volume rockers. On the right side, you get your power button. On the back, you'll see the camera, the camera cluster, and noticeably the camera's a little more flush on the back. On the front, you've got again an improved home screen button, and of course that doubles as a fingerprint reader. That's a little more flush as well. And the bottom, you've got the speaker grill, the micro USB charger, and the headset jack. So the bottom is pretty much identical to the S6 and the S6 or the S6 Edge, whatever you want to call it. Now here's where things differ a little bit. The regular S7 has a 5.1 inch display, and I think that goes more so along the lines of the original S6, where it definitely was not a phablet, but Samsung continued to push the dimensions, and they did a good job of it, right? Like, they would continue to fit a bigger and a bigger screen. They kept inching it up every year, but still had the same physical form. So it's got the S7's got a 5.1 inch display. The S7 Edge, however, has a 5.5 inch display with the curves, and that's why we call it the Edge, right? And again, I'm still of the opinion that the Edge is the better looking of the devices, but having owned an S6 Edge Plus for some time now, I would say that Edge comes with consequences. It can be a little clumsy to use at times. But back to the display on the S7 and S7 Edge. It's got a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, and that you can expect from Samsung. That's what they've been doing so well. In the specs department, both phones come with the Snapdragon 820 processor, and that's an interesting jump, right? Because Samsung, move my mic over, because Samsung moved over from their Exynos processors, so they're back on the Snapdragon bandwagon. Whatever. It's got 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes of storage with an expandability, an expandable option there. And also they said a 64 internal gigabyte version should be coming around soon. In terms of the battery life, the regular S7 comes home with a 3000 milliamp battery, and the S7 Edge comes home with a 36 milliamp battery. And by right, those are some big ass batteries, especially in the S7 Edge. But I'll talk a bit about that in a few. Feature wise, I mean, again, this is what Samsung does. We saw, I think it was the S5 where they started putting all types of, well, it was more like the S4, but the S5 was when it got ridiculous with these 1001 software features where you can scroll pages with a hand gesture, and it'll pause when you look away. A lot of silliness like that, and that used to be crazy amounts of bullet points in the feature department. Here, the features and the innovations are where they should be in a hardware department, according to me. I like to see this. So first off the bat is a very big return from the S5 days. The IP68 rating, which means it's dust and water resistant. Or more so waterproof, I guess, up to 1.5 meters for about 30 minutes, they're saying. That's super dope. Especially for somebody like me, like I listen to my YouTube videos in the shower. You know what I mean? That's just what I do. And it would be nice to actually not have it on the sink outside the shower where I can barely hear shit. It would be nice to actually put it right on the windowsill and just rock out like a boss. So I really like this waterproof thing. The expandable storage, clap, clap. Give them a round of applause for bringing that back. That was one of the features that, with the introduction to the S6 design, a lot of devout Samsung fans were very upset at. They felt like they abandoned the power users in their hardware. So it's good to see that come back. And that of course goes to the top, and it's a dual tray thing where the bottom is the SIM and the top is the memory card. So that's dope. The Edge itself, the software that you can slide in, they put some new stuff in there. You can launch certain parts of apps, or whatever apps will be supported. It's up to the developers to do it. So that's also dope. Think about, I guess, the ability to pin tiles in the Windows Phone, how you can pin certain specific section of apps to your home screen. So it's kind of like that. You can launch specific sections of apps from the side menu. Interestingly enough, I turned everything on my side menu off. I find it quite useless. It's just beautiful to look at. And they now have the always on display. We've seen this from Nokia, we've seen this from Motorola. So there's always displaying the time and maybe the weather. You can double tap to wake it up. And also Samsung gives you some other widgets. You can add like a calendar, so on and so forth. The camera, which is always my favorite part of the device, Samsung did something very interesting here. They stepped the megapixel count down from the 16 megapixels on the S6 to a 12 megapixel on the S7 and 7 Edge. So is this a bad thing? Because I know a lot of you guys were in the inbox asking. No, it's not a bad thing. This is something now you can see Sony doing with the A7S line, where it's got a lower megapixel count, but the pixels are actually larger and they can get more light. And then you couple that with the new sensor that they put in there, and that they set up to 94% more light in. So larger pixels, better sensor means you can get faster shots. You can get way better shots in low light. I think this guy goes down to like a 1.7 f-stop on the aperture, which is crazy. They keep inching that number down. And also it's got some new godlike autofocus system where it takes advantage of the larger pixels and sort of predicts where the subject is moving, and then starts to focus before it gets there. So that's also dope. I think Samsung did a good job here. I really like what I see from them. They're in this, what I like to call Apple mode. And we saw HTC in this mode a few years back, and now they're spinning out of control. But you understand your core audience. You understand what makes you unique. You understand your breadwinners in terms of features and in terms of hardware and design, and you stick to it and you just iterate. You make it better. You improve. And then on top of that, I saw a little bit of the presentation where the big boy in charge came out and said, listen, we just listen to you guys, right? Very Microsoft-ish of them. Whatever, we listen. What is it you want? And then here you go. You see it. You get that waterproof stuff back, and you get the expandable storage, and why not? I think that's dope. Now, for me personally, not everything's all rosy. And this is a few of these points, these negative points I'm about to mention, is something that I may not have noticed had I not owned the Samsung device. But no removable battery. I get it, these things come with a 3000 and 3600 milliamp battery. That's huge, but in Android world, that really means nothing. I expect the battery life on this phone to still be shite, because the battery life on my Galaxy S6 Edge Plus is shite. Again, and that plays right into the no removable battery. God damn it, they almost made it, but they gave us 2 out of the 3 on the power features that were missing. I'm not going to kill them for that. The micro USB, it's not Type-C. And the reason Samsung cited them going with the old standard is the micro USB, or the popular standard, is for compatibility reasons with their Gear VR. And that's their virtual reality headset. And I think they're this is within their right, and they're, you know, this shows the commitment they have to the Gear VR, and this tells me that the Gear VR will be around for a bit in its current state, so I can get that. The UI, god damn it, I wish they would just give it up and sell these phones with just stock Android. Man, a guy can wish. The Samsung update process, no, I'm very salty right now. I feel like a jackass, because these guys are up on stage waving around new phones with Marshmallow, and my current Galaxy S6 Edge still has not gotten a Marshmallow update. So on principle alone, this is the only and number one reason why I will not consider buying this phone for myself personally. I can't fucking, this is very infuriating to me that I still don't have Marshmallow. My Android Shield TV gets Marshmallow today before my Galaxy. Fuck out of here with that. And of course it'll be a little pricey. Yeah, Samsung's phone's always been pricey, but I think they did a good job with this hardware. And please don't let my negatives scare you away. If you think it's something to talk about, ask me, and we'll do an AMA for you, and I'll really get more in depth into why I feel the way I do about that update crap. But anyway, my name is Ramon. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe, we got plenty more coming. Quick note before I get out of here. Lifestyles Defined is coming up on our 4th year in existence in April. And we always celebrate by having a party, because there's a lot of people involved and a lot of hard work. And there's so many levels to this, right? Even if you talk about ignorant gamers and how we, you know, we have a very good presence on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. A lot of you guys already know the spiel. Now, we went ahead and had a design, or I came up with a design actually, for what I'm calling the LD Love Collection. You should see that right now. You can get the link on the website. When you hit the website, it's at the top right. You can get it on our Facebook page. You can get it on our Instagram. Twitter, not so much. You know, Twitter moves a mile a minute. So the idea here is a lot of the profit from these t-shirts, these hoodies. If you think it's dope enough, and we'd be honored if you do think it's dope enough and something you would actually wear, it goes toward not the party but the general maintenance of the channel, and we've been fighting to get our budget up and get our resources together so we can get more things, more phones to review, tablets, laptops, all of that stuff. So this is us putting stuff in motion, and we would really appreciate your support. And the way you do so is by heading to the link and checking out the merch, and let me know if you like it, and hit that buy button if you really like it. And even if you don't like it, just leave a comment below. Let us know how you feel about it. If you know, any feedback you have on it, any things you would like us to do in the future, any ideas you got. Dopeness. I'm out of here. Peace.
From the deep forest into the sun.